Hey, what's up, you guys? This is your Michael Probodinsky, and it's Michael here today, coming at you with a Sylvan deck profile. I personally love Sylvan. Sylvans were like the first competitive deck I ever built, so I've always had a real soft spot for them. It was like a really pretty deck. They really like stood out to me whenever they first dropped, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna build these guys. They're gonna be my real competitive deck, and I love them. They're like one of my most favorite decks I've ever built. They're a lot of fun, and they're actually a lot better now, especially with the new support out of Return to the Bling, and that Lone Fire is now at 3, so the deck has gotten way more consistent, and it's just a lot better naturally. So anyways, I'll just get right into this deck profile and show you what these guys got. So first off, you're running the 3 Hermit Tree. Because of Rose Lover, spoiler, I'm running Rose Lover.
Tree with a face.
Tree with a face.
Tree with a face.
But yeah, since Rose Lover has just come out, Hermit Tree can now be ran at 3, and I love it because I personally like Hermit Tree over Sage Koya just because of he's a bigger body, and his mill effect is his excavation effect is a lot better because if you excavate a plant type monster, you get a draw and all that good stuff. So he's just really good in that aspect, and he's an 8, so you can go into any of the big rank 8s that are in the game right now. So like Felgrand, Heliopolis, and the guy that they actually have. And oh yeah, Tachyon Dragon. So yeah, all the good, really good at rank 8s. But yeah, so he's pretty good. Moving on, you got the 3 Sage Koya, the tree that just appears.
He's a tree.
Because yeah, he's just a big tree that just kind of shows up out of nowhere.
With a face.
Because if you mill I think it's plant type monster. No, if it's Sylvan. If you send a Sylvan monster to the graveyard, he just gets special summoned out, which is just amazing. He just kind of shows up if you have him in hand. So he's just really good in that aspect, especially since you can legally top deck in this game.
In that deck.
Yeah, in the
game of Yu-Gi-Oh!
In the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! You're just allowed to set up whatever the hell you want.
That deck.
But yeah, you're just legally allowed to top deck with this deck. So like you can set yourself up perfectly, get the Sage Koya in hand, mill what you need to, drop him, or drop 2 of them if you have him in hand, and then immediately go into Araya after you use his effect to excavate. Yeah, if you didn't know, this whole deck is based around excavation.
It was the deck that made it. I have trouble excavating in this deck.
Yes, I have trouble excavating, sir.
There was a deck profile we watched.
Oh yeah, there was a deck profile back. Oh, like when this deck first dropped.
It was like in the summer.
Yeah.
After they dropped.
Yeah, the summer after they dropped. Me and him were sitting down watching the deck profile, and the guy complained saying this deck has trouble excavating. The one thing this deck does.
I didn't understand.
So yeah, that was funny. But moving on from Sage Koya, we're playing the triple Marshall Leaf. Marshall Leaf is whenever he's excavated, you get to pop a monster on field. It's just amazing. Just clears whatever problematic cards you got coming your way.
I hate that card.
Just literally sets you up to do whatever you need to, and whenever he's normal summon, you can excavate 2 cards from the deck. So he's really good in getting your plays off, and just you usually set him up to pop whatever monster your opponent has, so you can basically kill him for that turn.
I hate him. Because
this deck can really push for the OTK instantly if you set yourself up correctly. Moving on, you're running 3 Konomushrumo, because Konomushrumo just pops your opponent's back row. He's the brother of Marshall Leaf just because he pops back row and he pops monsters. So
Never made sense to me that he's on fire.
Yeah, I don't understand why they set him on fire.
Wouldn't he burn?
I guess not. He's just like, nah, I'm just a little warm over here. I'm just a little warm.
Fair enough, sir. Fair enough.
Fair enough. But and he's also really good for this like first turn startup, because whenever he's flip summoned, you get to excavate the top 5 cards of your deck. So like that's really good right now, because it will literally just get you set up for whatever the hell you need to do next turn. And yeah, he's just good. Then the recycler of the deck, 3 Peacekeeper. Peacekeeper will just bring back any level 4 or lower plant type monster from the graveyard, so he recycles your Lone Fires and your literally any of the guys I just showed you, except for Hermit Tree and Sage Koya. But mainly you go for the Lone Fire, you reuse Lone Fire's effect and just continuously loop the effect most times, because you can get Peacekeeper back into the deck and just do all these shenanigans with this deck, which is really fun.
It's ridiculous.
But yeah, he just helps recycle and spam out more big trees.
Tree with a face.
That was all the 3-ofs. I have a lot of 3-ofs because me personally, I just think you need all these guys at 3s. I just think it's just a necessity. But moving on to the 2-ofs, I got the 2 Princess Sprout. Princess Sprout just allows you to get your combos off even faster, just because you can, I guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just if she's milled or excavated, you can special summon her out with a level from 1 to 8, I think. 1 to 8.
1 to 7, I thought.
Nope, 1 to 8.
Okay.
Yeah, bring her out as a level of 1 to 8, whatever you want. So she really combos well with Sage Koya and Hermitry, just so you can bring her back as an 8 or a 7 and go into any of your rank 8 or 7 monsters. And then another pretty cool effect is you can normal summon her, tribute her away to excavate the top card, and then she stacks herself around the top of the deck. So if you have a Sage Koya in hand and you know what you're going to be milling, you just play her, excavate whatever you had played, send her to the grave, set her, bring out Sage Koya effect, send her, bring her out, and then you instantly have an Oreo. Aurea. Oreo. And that's the last of the Sylvan cards in the deck. Moving on to the non-Sylvans. Basically staple in any plant deck, you got your 3 Lone Fire.
Now that you have 3.
Now that it is at 3, I have 3 Lone Fire, because Lone Fire is godly in this deck.
And you're pretty happy about it.
Lone Fire, without a doubt, most likely is the best card in this deck, by far. It's like a tie between that and Sylvan Charity. But Lone Fire, you just tribute it, bring out any plant type monster you want. So literally you can bring out a Hermitry, you can bring out a Sage Koya, you can bring out a Princess Sprout if you want. You can literally bring out anything under the sun that you need at that time. You can bring it out with Lone Fire.
Well, I wouldn't recommend playing Princess Sprout.
Oh no, I would not recommend bringing out Princess Sprout, but you can if you want to.
Really
It's there for you to do. But but yeah, so that Lone Fire literally just brings it back, and you can continuously use the effect multiple times a turn, just as long as you bring it back. So a great thing is, like one time I think I used this effect 5 times in one turn, just because I kept milling off my Peacekeepers. I was just able to continuously use his effect, and it was just gross because I killed my opponent that turn because I just murdered his face with a bunch of trees.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah,
So gory.
It was pretty disgusting, but yeah, 3 Lone Fire is a necessity. Then moving on to the new support that plants in general got, Rose Lover. Rose Lover is fucking ridiculous. I can't say anything. Like, I don't know what else to say. This card is just gross, disgusting, ridiculous, everything. Because literally, you can banish it from the graveyard, special summon any plant type monster from your hand. So this card literally made it so Hermitry can be ran at 3. Hermitry can be ran at 3 because Rose Lover is here now. Because you don't have to worry about Hermitry being a dead draw. Because you can just mill her. Okay, well, Hermitry is not dead anymore. Banish her, Hermitry out. Just out of nowhere, and then you can do more shenanigans. She's just too good. She's just disgustingly good.
So good.
Yeah. And then we're running the 2 of Curry Bandit just to get your plays rolling.
Add the spells.
Get the spells, like get your charities to hand, get your Miracle Fertilizers, Sylvania, really anything you really need.
I'm sorry, you said Miracle Fertilizers. You mean Monster Reborn?
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah.
And it literally just excavate. It excavates, which is the best part. So, like, you'll still get all your effects from your Sylvan cards. So, again, just a really good card. Moving on to just the one-ofs monsters that I have in the deck. I'm running the 1 Glow Bulb because Plant Synchro is Plant Synchro. Yeah. And then Spore because, again, Plant Synchro and Spore's just fucking ridiculous. And Dandelion. I end up not really being able to use Dandelion's effect very much. I've actually been contemplating cutting Dandelion just because most times now, at least, because of Rose Lover and Lone Fire to 3, I usually have enough set up board that usually I'll end up milling her, and I just don't get the effect because I don't have the spaces for the tokens. So it's just a dead thing, but she comes in handy a lot with the synchro plays with this deck, and I don't know, I enjoy it, and it's good protection, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 1 Fallen Angel of Roses because you can bounce back your Peacekeepers to just bring out a 24 beat stick. And then you can overlay her and Sage Koya into Oreo, which is good.
I'm an Oreo.
I'm an Oreo.
Yay.
Woohoo. And then the 1 Rose Archer, I'm contemplating bumping Rose Archer back up to 2.
Because traps are a thing.
Because traps are becoming more prevalent, and Rose Archer is just really fucking good because you just negate trap effects if you have a plant type monster on field. So it's just a really, really good card. I enjoy Rose Archer a lot. That's why I've been thinking about bumping it up. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm going to cut. And it's probably this next card. Rose Paladin.
Aww.
Another new support card, but not nearly as good as Rose Lover.
It has its place.
It has its plays. You can pitch it to, add something?
That was special.
Yeah, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard to add one level 7 or higher plant type monster from your deck to your hand. So you can get your Hermit Trees to hand, you can get your Sage Coils to hand, you can really get your big boss monsters into your hand. And then if it destroys something, if it destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you contribute this card special summon one play type monster from your hand or deck in defense position. So you have to beat over something. I mean, it's 28, has a 28 body, so I mean, it can beat over a lot of things, but you have to beat over it. And then you contribute a way to get anything you want. So you can get like your Lone Fire to do more plays, or you can just go straight for your Hermit Trees or Sage Coils to get all your plays off that way. And you can pitch it. So it's not really a dead card in many aspects, but it's just not as good as Rose Lover. So yeah, but that's the main deck. Again, it's a lot of monsters to a little spells. I don't run any traps, so yeah.
40 cards.
And it's a 40 card deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, it's 30 monsters because I have 10 spells. And moving on to the spells, you play the 3 Sylvan Charity because Charity is just disgustingly broken. It is literally a graceful Charity for Sylvan specifically.
It's not even fair.
It really isn't.
What do Light Sparks get? They get Solar Recharge. What do they get? They get fucking...
Yeah. It's so good. Literally, it allows you to set up your plays. It allows you to get what you need. And there's literally no downside to it because most times you're going to have a Sylvan card in hand. So it's just such a good card. And like, if you're running Sylvans, you're running 3 of it. And if you're not, you're just being a dumb person.
You're just not playing Yu-Gi-Oh!
You're just not playing Yu-Gi-Ohs right. So yeah, 3 have to do it. And I don't think I need to say much else about it. Playing 2 Mount Sylvania, because Mount Sylvania will allow you to get all your plays set up. It's really the best thing that helps you just get your plays ready to go for the turn, and you can even go off on your opponent's turn with this card sometimes. It just allows you to do a lot of things that you need to do. It just gets all your plays set up and ready to go. Just a really good card. Like, just gets all your combos going. Mm-hmm. Next, you're playing the 2 Miracle Fertilizer, because it's their Monster Reborn.
Yep.
I would probably put it up to 3, but I just can't find the room. I'm debating between that and Rose Archer, and right now Rose Archer is kind of winning the battle just because traps are becoming more of a thing, but it's literally just a Monster Reborn, and the only downside to it is if you can't normal summon that turn, but that doesn't hurt this deck at all because you barely even normal summon as is. So it's just an amazing card in that aspect. Then the one-ofs, I'm just running the 1 Solar Recharge because if you Solar Recharge with this deck, you basically win. The 1 Rank Up Magic, the 7th one, just because you can legally top deck with this deck, and since you can legally top deck, you can legally top deck this card.
Fair enough.
And bring out a big nasty dude.
In the form of Neotaki.
Yeah, and then the 1 Regeki because Regeki is good.
No, it's not.
And that was the whole deck. Moving on to the extra deck. I do not have a side because I haven't had time to set one up. I am planning on using this deck at my next locals to see how it does. I'm thinking it's going to do rather well because I've been playtesting it a lot, and it's been running rather well for me, but we'll see what happens. But moving on to the extra deck, I'm running the 2 Oreo, or Aurea, just because Aurea is amazing.
I'm an Oreo.
I'm an Oreo.
That's all I picture her saying in that picture.
Just, I'm an Oreo. Nom nom nom.
Nom, nom, nom. No, that's ignorant.
That's ignorant. No.
Yas.
But anyways,
Yes.
if you want to read this paragraph long effect,
Be my guest.
be my guest. But really all it does is you contribute 1 monster from your hand, contribute 1 plant type monster from your hand to your side of the field, and look at the top, that many cards from the top of your deck and send them in any order, and then you can detach 1, excavate 3 cards. For each plant type monster excavated, you can return 1 monster on the field. This card doesn't target, it bounces back, you can send whatever the hell you want, you can look at 8 cards at the max. It's literally just Jesus Christ in bird form.
I'm an Oreo Christ.
So yeah, probably the best card in the extra deck for this deck, and it's just amazingly godly. Moving on, a new guy I kind of brought in, Elsil. I don't know how to pronounce the first thing. The Sylvan High Protector.
The high booty.
Yeah, that high booty. Really just bring him up for the ass, but he's really good, I guess. I haven't really used his effect. I just bring him out because he has a big old ass. Most times, and most times I really don't even go into him. But I have him in there just in case. Moving on, got the Felgrand because Felgrand, don't need to really explain Felgrand.
Neo. The Tachyons.
The Tachyons because I got the rank up. Don't think I need to explain it. It's just I can kill my opponent that turn if I bring it out. And most times I do. Big Eye because double Big Eye's awesome.
That's the thing, and Draco Sack's not nearly as good.
Yeah.
Well,
And then-
Draco Sack is there, but
Then the one Draco Sack because Draco Sack is still a thing. That's all the XCs. Moving on to the Synchros. Got your Star Eater because you can make Star Eater really easily and really fast in this deck. The one Leo because Leo is really, really good.
yeah.
Don't think I need to explain it. Stardust Spark because, again, it's good. Don't really think I need to explain it.
Best Synchro 8.
Yeah. The one Black Rose. Don't need to explain it. Naturia Beast and
Barkion.
Naturia Barkion and Naturia Beast because I can do the Naturia lockdown with this deck.
Mm-hmm.
And
actually
yeah,
crazy.
again, don't think I didn't really need to explain the extra deck. The extra deck is really just a staple kind of thing.
Yeah.
That most things are there because
Yes.
they're there. But anyways, that was the deck. If you guys enjoyed it, please leave a like. If you have any comments or things that you think I could do to make this deck better, I'd love to hear it in the comments. And hell, if you enjoyed this video, I'd love to see you guys subscribe. I mean, we're up to like, what?
40-something.
Actually, I just saw we're up to like 50-some subscribers. That's
Yeah.
pretty awesome. I'm actually surprised. I didn't think me and Jordan just sitting in this one room, I would actually get some viewers. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
Thanks, you guys, for subscribing, and see you guys next time. Out.